Okay, so I've had so Friday, and this is my weekend update. Friday I went to see Annette for stage two of the Legacy project, and that kind of went well. Like I'm not gonna lie, it kind of actually did go decently well, but not how I expected it to go. I told her about the temporary roadblock, about the conversation, about what I found out with the area, how the courts deal with mediation and custody um, in Xavier's area, and I discussed a little bit about how I feel about the process, about the entire process, legal and whatnot, and what I feel is going on. And Annette says that she is willing to jump right head into this, um, but we do need to catch up on a lot of things. We have to fill out paperwork once again, which is not a problem. I'll fill out whatever to be able to see Xavier. So next week is gonna be me and Alisha again. Alisha from Skills. She's gonna be my actual representative. My I guess lat for a term that makes more sense. She's gonna more or less walk me through the entire like help me along the entire process to make sure that like I kind of keep my cool. I don't lose my one temper, and two, I don't lose my cool and kind of just break down because apparently I have those moods. And those of you who know about my DID also know that it's just good to have somebody there to like, hey, you got this. You don't have to lose it. You don't have to be angry. You don't have to break down. You got this. So, we did that. We also talked about my DID, and both Annette and Al. I just had her name too. I can't remember what it is. Al. Alisha. Yeah. We're just gonna call her Al. We talked about that, explored different aspects of it actually that day, and made it actually I think a few breakthroughs. So that was interesting. I can't wait to hear about it. After that, I went to Clearfield to wait for Big D. I was kind of hoping to see him this weekend. He said he was stuck up in Fort Wayne. He's a truck driver, so like he was stuck up there, and I was like, okay, well maybe he might have enough time to come down tomorrow. Um, so I hung out with James. James was hanging out with his friend Nikki and her boyfriend Devon, and they had a good night. I passed out early because James's friends are not exactly like my friends. I also no, that was just kind of it. So I woke up the next morning, collect as much as I could. I lost my keys. Luckily, I have prepared for such an event whenever me and James were actually actively hanging out. So I actually uh, stowed away spare key. So I'm still able to drive my car, and James's friends are still looking for the key. After about a week, though, I'm gonna have to start doing something about that. So I'm not gonna slip up on that. No, it was just the one key. So like, and I don't think they want my POS right now. But later, like, regardless though, it is something I need to take care of because of. I shouldn't have let James even like hold on to it, but messages. After that, I went to go and James has a friend who I realize is someone who I am familiar with. He always referred to him as B Man because he knows I don't remember his actual name. But B Man happens to have he is the sister, he is the brother of an ex girlfriend of mine, Stephanie, and I was like, oh, hey Stephanie, how you doing? So James and B Man hung out, and me and Stephanie talked, and Stephanie has these ideas, and I think I actually talked about this in my video Old Flame. They'll oh your life is going better, your life is going good for that, and it actually seemed like it was right. And then something bad, well, not something bad happened, but something happened that I saw, and I was like, okay, well, it's a good plan. I hope you execute it well. Good luck. And I just realized that time to move on. By this time it was Saturday night, and I ended up going down to mom's place. And she was like, "Yeah, Danny still hasn't come back. He probably won't be." Sorry, Danny is my brother's name, but I call him Big D. Just like everybody has called him that, but like, yeah, he's like, yeah, he's not gonna be able to come down. He is actually up in the hotel up there. He's not gonna be able to come down this weekend. I'm like, oh, damn. But she let me stay up in his room the night that Saturday night. and I ended up talking to an older friend, Angel, and it was just kind of like, strictly kind of friendly. Oh, I hear you doing life. She has had a lot of different things happen to her in her life, but she seems to be recovering. And honestly, my expectations are low, which is a good thing, because if I had high expectations, then I would always fear that they would just be that it would just be a letdown constantly. So she was telling me all the things that she was doing. I'm like, oh yeah, these seem like really good things, good for you, and you actually seem you're kind of struggling, but you're still working on it. So like, I respect that more than what was happening from what I was hearing from Stephanie, because Stephanie had gave me the same song and dance before, whereas Angel, I guess she still has a couple more tries, a couple more merrier lives, if you will. But yeah, like, and I'm not really like I'm rooting for her as a friend. Like, yeah, get your life together. You and your boyfriend gonna do well. You you're just gonna make it work, and she is. She got a job. She's doing her best to make it work, and she's still a kind-hearted person, a little misguided, but still kind-hearted. So that's definitely is a good thing. So that was last night's conversation. So this morning, being Sunday, I was going to hang out. I was gonna have breakfast with my friend Jeanne, but she had a family emergency that she had to go to. And I was like, okay, well, it's pretty early, so I might as well head down to Granddad's. And then I remembered I said I was gonna visit somebody else as well. It was my friend. I'm so horrible at names, so bad at names. Sarah and her husband. I cannot remember. Like, he's a cool guy. Don't get me wrong. He's definitely a cool guy. I just suck at names. I really do, especially if I only really met them a handful of times. But so I go over to Sarah and her husband's place, and they have 3 amazingly hyper kids. But it was cool. It was definitely cool. And like, and people who know me know that, like, oh, Nick comes over and visit. He's not visiting for too long. He's there for a little bit, but then he has to go on to the next thing. And I did have to go down and help my granddad. But then Sarah's mom came down, and my God, that experience was just amazing. Blew my mind, and I realized, shockingly, I spent another additional 2.5 hours there. It was like, damn, I got there around, like, let's say 9:30, close to 10 o'clock. I didn't leave there until like damn near close to 1. It was just what her mom was saying, the way that she was raised, Native American, raised many kids, both her own, both her relatives, and both adopted. And just the way that she sees life was just very much how I perceive life to be. And I seriously didn't think anybody else kind of go, okay, people need to straighten up. You got to do what you got to do. And yeah, people say it, but to hear somebody go, I lived that life. I didn't just say it, I lived by it. And I'm like, finally somebody who can say this is who they are and then follow that road. So that was just an amazing experience. I'm glad I went over down to Sarah's place and to see her and her husband and their kids and her mother. Her mother's name I don't remember either. So know that I apologize. It was a great experience. I suck at names. After that, I went down to my granddad's place, and we actually we patched up the holes on Jeanne. So that was actually pretty cool. That, like, how we used some kind of putty that's green, but we had to activate it and then heat it up to harden, and then we had to use sheet metal to cover up this other big area. I've never done anything like that before, but it was so great. It was so amazing. I enjoyed myself, and doing things like that with my granddad is just freaking awesome. Freaking awesome. Like, because he takes his time with me. He understands, like, I have questions, he'll try to answer them. If I go, I don't understand this, he'll be like, okay, this is what this is. This is what this is. We're going to take it nice and slow. Like, he kind of does it at my own pace, and he is patient with me. A lot of people will go, oh yeah, I'll help you. I'm like, you're not going to be patient with me. You're not. I'm going to end up wanting to fight you, and you're going to want to fight me, and then I won't be able to hang out no more. But like, your granddad is not. It's never a fight. It's always like, all right, Nick, you want to do this? All right, this is how you do it, right there. Boom, boom. All right, now do that to the other one. Cool. Boom, boom. And like, it was just great. And like, it was like, what? I got there around 1:30. I didn't leave there until like 6:30. It was just a really good time all around. After that, I drove home. Well, homeward. Realized I was running low on gas, so I had a friend in Housedale that I lent money to, and she was going to be nice enough to lend it back to me really quickly. I was actually supposed to pick it up last week. Crazy week, didn't have time to do that, but now I actually needed the money to put into my gas tank. So I drove down there, and on the way there, I realized I had pictures of Danny whenever she was younger. the ex-girlfriend. And I'm like, okay, well, I want to return these, but I don't want to see her, and not because I don't like her, not because I'm angry at her, but because I know for me it's gonna be too hard, and I really, I was actually quite exhausted by that time. So, I made a video. It's actually called Returning Memory. So, if you happen to check that out, check it out. And I wrote her a note, and I put the pictures as well as a note, rubber banded together, put it in her mailbox, and she will get it. I saw that she tried to message me. I tried to message back. She didn't reply. So I'm not gonna sweat it. I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm not gonna make it part of my mental psyche. I'm just gonna go, okay, that I did what I felt I needed to do. Needed to do. Not the things that I want to do, not the things that was expected of me, but just like, okay, this is what I can handle, and I did that. I did. So, there's that. It's just been a crazy weekend. A lot of different things happened, a lot of different conversations, a lot of different revelations, eureka moments. It was just a really good weekend, and I am now back home in the tower. I haven't even hooked up my Xbox yet. I think I hooked it up this entire weekend once, and I tried to play it, and it was just really annoying. Like, it just annoyed me because I had other things that I wanted to do, other people I wanted to see, other things I wanted to take care of. It was disappointing that my brother wasn't down this weekend, but at least he knows that I am working on getting things done. He might look at the work that I did like, oh man, that looks bad. And if you are my friend on Facebook, check out my story for the next 22 hours, because I posted all of the pictures, all the videos, all there on Project Jeanne. So check that out. With that being said, I have definitely said enough. I have definitely said enough. Um, so I'll see you guys later, and thanks for listening. I am possibly going to be watching The Walking Dead in the next half an hour. So I'm going to go watch that and then go to sleep and then figure out what I need to do tomorrow, because I'm pretty sure there's something else I need to take care of. Thanks for listening, guys. Later.